and not just being that guy with the really big laser gun, which immediately draws all of the attention.
Right?
There's
Gee, I
something about a
wonder
guy
why.
carrying a laser Gatling gun that gets everyone's attention.
Wonder what it could be.
Let's see. All right. I don't even know what I spent my last points on. That's pretty sad.
I shot Scott a message on Facebook since he didn't respond to us talking, so I'm not sure if Text to Talk really did do it justice on Skype. Missing
Yeah.
2 party members. A third one muted by Skype. Dun dun dun.
Right? I mean, it works fairly well, but yeah, it's kind of a plain subtitle game.
Okay, so Scott does say he can hear us okay. So do we want to power through or call it,
Well, I
call
think
it a night?
he's reading us okay.
In control, we read you loud and clear.
Ground control to Major Tom. I've read you on the Skype. And we're going nowhere.
All right.
Okay, so we shall attempt to power through and persevere.
See what happens.
And then I knock on wood to make sure the internet doesn't drop on my end. Okay, so you guys know that everybody was given leave, so you guys kind of like all broke up and went your different things. And I'm totally gonna pause for Kay to type because typing is not as fast as talking. So I'll totally put in some filler words in the air there. Filler words. See, so I'll have to be reading that. Oh, and then he stopped typing. It's the proverbial curse of watching the ... and the person never finishes typing.
Right?
The curse of the text age. I totally blame the old MSN chat for that.
Ooh, Kay's suggesting perhaps a non-regular mission, but some prep work. Maybe this is so that we don't go in blind next time.
Wow. Okay, so what kind of prep work you talking there, Scott? Because the mission I had was totally one of those get your asses over there and do a thing. It's an emergency because your 2 compatriots are still off on leave and you 3 slacked off and stayed on base.
Slacked off. Never happened.
I mean, the oh no, something's happening, get your ass over there seems to be the gym classic, so
Well, you are the flight team, and typically in a naval or a Air Force style situation, that's why you guys are sitting there on the ready to go at any time.
Yeah.
In the fine words of Robotech, it's da 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 da. Little flashing lights. Everybody scrambles your fighters because you're supposed to be on call 24/7.
Yeah, we're the special ops flight team there, so
I mean, I wouldn't mind checking in with my friend the Imperial Quartermaster and asking him how he's doing.
He's fine. He's doing fine.
Good to hear.
He's got no sweet salvage yet for you. But there's something he heard about, and he'll totally be in touch with you shortly. It all totally depends if a certain Imperial group finds a circle of Mandalorians and how that turns out.
Uh-oh.
That group's been way overdue playing that mission.
Ugh.
Things to come.
Dun dun dun.
Do I have any critical injuries? What do you know? I do.
Do you really?
You
Yeah.
may want to discuss that with your chief medical officer.
Hey, hey Quinn, I've got this weird this weird knot in my shoulder. I think it's where I got shot one time, and it's just it's killing me, and it's not going away. You think there's anything you can do about that, Doc?
And how many purples is that?
They're both 2.
Oh, they're both.
He's
Okay.
Yeah.
got 2 of them.
Yeah.
So which one is your friendly doctor, going to attempt to mitigate for you?
Doesn't matter. Neither of them are ongoing, and they're both the same difficulty.
Yeah. Yeah, as long
Okay.
as you're.
So I've
we'll
got
just say
the difficulty 2 in there for you.
All right.
And I've got a
and
blue because you have time to work on it at base, which totally explains why he didn't go on leave, because he was staying behind for physical therapy.
Nice. And I'll use my pack, which gives me a blue.
Are you adding the blue or shall I?
I'll add it. What the heck? All right. We ready?
Yep.
Addison. Oh, there's nothing to flip because we haven't done our thing.
Nobody's done light or dark yet. It's the perfect timing. No, we have not rolled Destiny yet.
Oh.
As Scott
Shall we?
asked that exact question.
Yeah. So, well, it is cleared. Here, I'll give you a chance if you want,
Aw.
or not.
Oh, but I
There we
will.
go. We have balance of the force-ish.
That's all right. We're rolling.
No. All right. So with his expert medical care, he had no problem abolishing one of your crits
Yay!
and telling you don't do it again.
Right.
Ah.
And I am critless. Okay, that's good.
And Scott, you have no crits either, right?
Roll 20 dice sounds.
Scott says his dice sounds are working.
Well, that's good. I would keep
he's-
those off.
He says no crits.
Oh, just my standard patient.
Just the usual.
He does call himself a laser sponge.
Hey, somebody in the team's got to get shot. At least I can take it.
As you walk
Yeah.
out of the medical ward with the sticker behind saying, "Shoot me."
I have a 21 wound threshold for a reason.
You are so easy to hurt, even stormtroopers don't miss the mark.
Hey, I have a defense and I have 5 soak.
That's not a
I'm
defense in court or in life.
I'm really not that easy to hurt. I just draw all of the fire.
Yeah, still got to get that soak up a bit, but that's all right. It's not a Wookiee, but that's
he wants
okay.
that Mandalorian exoskeleton. That's what he's wanting.
Mhm.
Well,
Hooked up
the
with some of
choice
that.
is between soak and more brawn, or agility and actually being able to shoot back, and it's no fun if you can't shoot back.
True.
It just means you don't get shot in the first place. Just saying.
Unfortunately, agility does not contribute to your not getting shot in this game.
No, not at all.
So your compatriots are all off doing their own things. You know, you got Quinn. Working medicine on the ship is like the other team that's fully prepped and going on missions come back. Wounded. And he's treating them. Ines is getting treated for his 2 criticals that probably had him on the no-fly list for a mission or 2. Maybe that's why you totally got leave because your commander was injured.
Since I'm kind of going to physical therapy, not being able to leave base, so I'm just kind of around the area. I'm gonna ask Pappy if he's got any new recruits that have come in that could use an extra instructor for boot camp.
as you basically are getting to meet all the new green recruits that are showing up that are not given actual loaded blaster rifles to practice. They are given the toy blasters to practice at first. First, we teach you not to hurt others, and then not yourself.
But yeah, I'd love to go down and help with training if at all possible.
As you're seeing this major cluster that is now the training facility set up in the aquaponics bay of the wreckage of the ship.
Oh yeah, I forgot we got the new ship all set up, and that's kind of our base now.
Yep, the old Jedi cruiser is now your mobile base out in space, as well as you have 2 new planets that are ripe for your cruiser to land and hang out. The old wreckage of the ship is pretty much only able to move back and forth away from the sun and its system, but it is nice that they can move that sucker around the solar system very slowly.
Well,
see, Scott had a question about some talents.
So yeah, if you've got the points, Scott, you can definitely buy those.
And that sounds like that would be a good one too.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Especially since he's got that inside track in the Imperial planets. So as you guys are getting a little downtime, got the cadets working, you got, your medic patching people away going, this is a horrible way to run a hospital. And Kay's doing like extra Imperial research. He's going back to literally doing it by the book. So you guys get you get all calmed pretty much at the same time. The little overhead does the whole boo boo boo, and command requests all 3 of you by name to go to the ready room. And you guys are like, oh shit. But only the 3 of you, not the whole team, which is concerning.
Yeah.
Obviously, it means
Now.
Rigger's off doing something still on its own.
All right, well, head to the ready room.
Yeah.
We know Pappy ain't patient.
Yep.
Okay, so everybody heading to the ready room? As I totally add filler so Scott can finish typing.
Yeah, get cleaned up and head there.
Scott has so much experience.
Don't save it. It's best to spend it.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than saving it and then going, oh crap, if I would have had this, I could have done that.
Exactly.
Because that will always happen. So you guys get to the ready room and Pappy's sitting there and it's just Pappy. And your ship's intelligence officer, basically the rebel equivalent to the ISB. The spook on the team that he always wears the civilian clothes that are stupidly touristy. Yes, even in the galaxy far, far away, the CIA dresses in Hawaiian shirts. It's a requirement. And Pappy kind of with 3 of his forearms kind of motions for you guys to come in and sit down. And as soon as you do, he hits the button on his control pad that locks the doors. And he basically gives you guys like a half second to sit down and, ready yourself. And he just says, with your squad at half power, we have an important mission that I think only veteran rebels of your standard could complete. And he immediately looks to the intelligence officer next to him and he kind of looks down his nose at you guys. You totally get this whole Corellian Imperial, snobbery out of this guy that purely marks him. And as soon as he goes to the help and adjusts his collar, because he's got the fresh Republic emblems on his collar, that must be rubbing him wrong. Definitely telling you that he's probably new to the rebellion. Your mission is to go to the planet Ord Martell. And he kind of looks, and immediately you're picking up, he's got the Coruscant accent, which is totally just British. I assume at least one of you has traveled in those circles and know this planet. And he kind of slowly looks at all 3 of you, his eyes lingering on Kay for a second.
Familiar with it.
Kay was asking.
Okay, he looks like he's properly attired, but go ahead and give me a vigilance or perception check. Let me set the difficulty real quick.
While Kay's doing that, I would also like to kind of do the same back at him mockingly.
Ooh, you're mocking him. So go ahead and make that roll when you're ready there, Kay.
Would you say he could do vigilance or what?
Vigilance or perception.
Okay, vigilance or perception.
Both of the skills that require paying attention and soaking in your environment. And yes, I totally flipped one of my 2 dark side points.
Yeah, you did.
Really, Jim? On Kay?
On K. Don't worry, I gave K a blue dice too.
Uh.
And then
I mean,
Quinn's
I
gonna
guess that
totally
would
distract
make
us
sense.
by typing in the text too while we're waiting for K to make his roll. As off in the distance, someone's Kellhound is barking.
Mhm.
All right, who put a hound on the? No, not initiative, but on your actual skill for
The
vigilance.
skill.
Yeah, so
You're-
instead of
you're-
under combat, it's under
You're
skills.
giving this guy the eyeball up and down. Because you totally don't get the blue dice I gave you and the purples
Right.
and the upgrade.
So giving him the Imperial stink eye.
It's the tab just left of combat. Vigilance is a general skill, isn't it?
Yep, it's basically just paying attention and sucking things in.
Yeah, it's at the bottom there. See?
Yeah, you want to be on your skills tab.
Oh, yo, vigilance is a career skill for me. I didn't know that.
It's a career skill. He just haven't put enough points into it. That's all.
There you go.
Yeah,
See how-
I should put some points into
see
vigilance.
how observant you've been.
Right.
No, because he hasn't discussed any strategy yet. You're basically just taking him in on first impressions right now. Oh, so he kind of gives you this stare, and he looks at you for a lingering, long look, and you totally get the feeling that he is not approving of your general presence in life. You're not sure what the stink eye is about, but you are getting definitive stink eye from him.
That's suspicious.
No,
I don't like him.
Maybe he read Kay's file and knows he's an Imperial defector. Maybe.
Well, yeah,
that's
but
an
this
issue.
guy also feels like he's an Imperial defector.
Why do you think Imperial defectors don't like each other? They can't all be Wedge. I mean, remember, Han Solo was an Imperial defector. What's that tell you? So he immediately gets on the briefing, and he brings up you see a common phrase pop up that's used amongst Rhodians when they greet each other. It's all about the predatorial hunt lifestyle of Rhodians. Yes, I think Scott may have hit it right on the head that he's an ex-Imperial intelligence, and this guy is. Yeah.
I see.
As Scott thinks that his whole being stuck in a cockpit's been personal. So he continues on and basically says, "Are you all capable of remembering this phrase and the counter phrase?" And basically, you guys look at it in Rhodian. It roughly translates to has your hunt been successful? And the Rhodian, it sounds more poetic in Rhodian, of course, because it's like some love poetry bullshit in Rhodian. But the reply back is, the hunt has been as successful as the effort I put into it. Which, of course, in the Rhodian love love poem. It's way sexy because it's also courtship as well as actual hunting in it. Totally Rhodian sexiness.
Also, just want to take a second to appreciate the fact that Kay managed to fully get across the sass even through the
Even through
Typing.
text
Right.
instead of talk.
sarcasm translated.
Yes.
And as soon as he actually pauses for you to each of the three of you to acknowledge that you get the phrase. It's almost like you're in the
Yes.
worst PowerPoint, presentation ever. This totally could have been an email.
I look at him like he's an idiot and sort of nod and go, uh-huh.
And Pappy's just kind of rubbing his stubble on his chin with one of his hands. And you can totally tell it's the whole, I wonder which one's going to shoot first.
Yeah. I just give him a big stupid grin with the thumbs up, like, yeah, okay.
You see, here's the difference, though. If he shoots first, I can take it.
Yes, since this is a very common love story in Rhodian, I will totally say education can cover it. It's totally the Rhodian version of Romeo and Juliet, which involves two rival clans getting together, marrying, and then murdering their clans one by one in guerrilla warfare. Yes,
Sexy.
because in Rhodian, the lovers win.
Yeah, sexy.
Somehow that feels like my Crusader Kings game that I was playing earlier.
And then they go off to start their own clan. Every clan says they're their progenitors. So he basically waits to go ahead and roll. Give me a chance to drop the difficulty. Go ahead and make that roll. So yes, you of course have intimate referral to the poem if you want to call out something about it. As he just is, he looks at, he's staring at Kay waiting for the response. As Kay just nonchalantly, you see a glint in his eye as he totally is knowing about this story. Ooh, and Kay then proceeds to hijack the briefing. To which this guy keeps just rolling his eyes every time Kay takes a quick breath to continue the story, so he's filibustering the briefing. And you see this intelligence officer just waves his hand on his data pad, and all the screens go black. And he just looks at Kay, waiting for an opening. As there's a lack of silence because Kay is continuing with the story. So when Kay finally does stop, he then just taps his finger on his pad, very mildly impressed is the look you're getting off of him. He kind of gives you that look where he's impressed that you're not a Philistine and that one of the three of you know this poem. And he says, yes, well, back to Ord Mantell.
Yes, fancy catchphrases. Is there a point to these?
Yes. Rebel intelligence has a deep-seated operative on Ord Mantell, who is unfortunately sent a distress message to us to be extricated from the planet. And your squad, since you are not at full military status, are being selected to clandestinely land and retrieve the agent. Unfortunately, last week, and he turns the vid screens back on, and there's a picture that looks like somebody kind of haphazardly took of a corpse on the ground with a smoking crater in its back. This agent's handler was executed by the Imperials a week ago.
We're extricating agent or agents?
Just the agent. The agent has intimate Imperial knowledge of something called Operation Starkiller. And this agent is needing to be extricated immediately, for the Imperials are onto their trail. Unfortunately, and he flicks the picture back to the agent that's got blaster rifle shot in the back, dead on the sidewalk. This agent's handler was the only one that knew them personally. The handler was unable to pass along vital intelligence no matter how many times I repeatedly requested the dossier on the agent. And you just see him like he flips to an outline of a generic humanoid face with a question mark on it. Yes, he prepared a PowerPoint. Your unit is to go to the planet, to Old Ord Mantell City, which is one of the old ruins from back in the day of the Republic. Not engage the Imperials, if at all possible. And he kind of like stares at your commander there.
I just, as he like turns and starts looking at me, I just yawn.
And once you're able to find the cantina, and of course the screen pops up with this cantina called the Wet Wampa, utilize the catchphrase in the appropriate manner, ascertain the agent's identity, and return with them to... And he kind of looks over at Pappy and squints, like, he's still sussing out if Pappy's, legit or not, to an undisclosed at this time location. But of course, and he goes up to Kay and hands Kay a data stick. As soon as you are to break orbit of Ord Mantell, you are to acknowledge that you have the package, and you will be transmitted on this frequency, the location for the drop-off. As Kay is, slowly working a reply up. I wonder if Kay is even going so as far as to using his datapad to datapad this guy the messages. And he kind of like, as soon as Kay's like, do we have cover stories? And he just kind of laughs at you and says, Rebel agents of your caliber don't need cover stories. I think the stench of your cockpits will cover your identities enough. And he kind of like takes a whiff over at Quinn, who has got this weird smell of sanitizer and cleansing on him.
Yeah,
I trust you agents to use whatever cover is necessary to infiltrate the Imperial planet, find some place to put your ships depending on which crafts you utilize, and return with the package in question.
Okay, as soon as he says stench of our cockpits and like goes after Quinn like that, I like just in that moment I dead look at Pappy and I'm like, are you sure this guy's not an imp?
Ooh, and Pappy uses that hand that's rubbing his stubbles to literally cover the smile and bit of chuckle that starts to come out of his lips. And he just kind of like walks over to the Imperial agent with his cybernetic arm, kind of pops him in the back of the shoulder, and he says, "Ha ha, the kid's got you there." And the guy just kind of like instantly shoots dirty side eye to Pappy, like, say no more. And Pappy just kind of like crosses his lower two hands together and just kind of like as he quietly goes back to the corner and gestures with his top hand to continue with the mission briefing. And he kind of like looks at his data pad and he kind of like fixes the one hair that got knocked out of perfect place when Pappy hit him in the back. And he looks at all three of you and asks if there's any pertinent questions you have besides cover stories.
Well, you haven't told us a whole lot anyway, so I guess we might as well be about our business.
Excellent. I knew you would be professional about this.
Yeah, we can get your package.
Sorry, you kind of broke up there. Get your what?
Package.
Yeah.
We good to go now?
Yeah, I say we're out of here. I mean, he can't tell us anything about anybody, so just where to go. So we'll get it all done from there.
I mean, he is providing, the cantina's location, the contact who was shot by Imperials, as well as, the city, state, and zip code.
We did get a chat from Kay. Looks like he's shooting some shade at the.
Yep. Giving him the shit about being professional and doing our jobs.
Well, it seems like head out now. So like as we're leaving, I kind of chuckle and nudge Kay a little bit as we're walking out, and like not like not like loudly, but loud enough. I sort of chuckle and talk to Kay, and I'm like, where does he find these guys?
As soon as you hear the door snap shut, there's this slight muffle of raised voices behind you guys in the debriefing room when the adults are talking. Okay, so what
Sorry,
kind of, and
Pappy.
they pretty much gave you free reign of, you guys have had the ball in your court. You need to
Yeah.
get there, pick up the package, and get back. What is your plan since you've got like next to no time to really plan? I mean, are you grabbing 2 Y-Wings? Are you grabbing the big transport? What is it you guys got planned?
Yeah.
I mean, we could reasonably take the Nimbus since it is a freighter, but if we do want to go a little less conspicuous, we could take the less armed one. But I guess it's a slight trade-off in conspicuousness for a much larger trade-off in firepower, but it's just a matter of how much more important is conspicuousness.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, the other one definitely a lot less firepower. Like, I don't even know if we have that ship still loaded somewhere. I don't think so, but it only
we'll
has
totally
like.
say that your only option at the moment is the Nimbus or your Y-Wings along with the spare Y-Wing.
Yeah.
And I
Plus
will give you guys a second to talk it out as I go get the barking dog from outside.
Yeah.
Because
the other one
it is 10 o'clock and she's losing her mind.
Yeah. The other one definitely not as comfortable with, just because it only like barely has like one weapon, so
Yeah. I mean,
so,
Kay's right. I mean, Y-Wing doesn't necessarily scream rebel because Y-Wings are like such an old reliable fighter and they're actually really common of being like used. But they are pretty commonly used by the rebellion, so it does raise a little bit more suspicion there. And I'd rather take the Nimbus because, well,
yeah, we're just
we've got
team.
one really good pilot, so
I'm a doctor, and we're on a medical mission there.
Yeah, and we got our little freighter right here. Not as suspicious as a couple of, because I mean, even though Y-Wing might not necessarily scream rebel, it definitely does, like, it's a military, it's a fighter bomber as opposed to a freighter.
Right. It's rebel and or pirates typically.
That's actually a really good point, Kay. If we could throw together a little kind of cover, throw together our own little cover by just loading up some goods. We could ask Pappy if he can spare like a tiny bit of medical supplies and then like a little bit of whatever else we can kind of throw together from like scrap, salvage, whatever we got on the ship, because this is the old Jedi cruiser's probably got a bunch of old stuff.
Yeah.
And we could,
like I said, when I can play Doc.
Yeah, we got medical supplies. You can play Doc. If we wanted to grab some of the, like, I'm sure there's like random antiques and stuff on this ship, and I've got the contacts that I can play. Antiques merchant if we need.
Yeah. Or you just the crew for the medical ship, and we're all good.
Just a little band of crew hanging out together, finding our way in the galaxy.
And that'll work perfectly.
Here, let me check, see what guns I want to take with me this time. What's my weapon loadout? Because I don't want to be too obvious. So we're probably not taking the rotary cannon. Stun grenades are always a good idea. EMP grenades probably don't need the detonite tape. Would like that. Yeah, that's easier to sell. No, that's a plan worthy of the term intelligence.
All right.
Oh my god, this guy. Yeah, that's actually a really good point, Kay. Well, not just that, but also the sort of the type of situation that we ran into with the last, like, the exploration of this place is also a common thing. You know, if you're antique hunters, you're bound to run into, like, salvagers and other ruffians that you might need weapons for.
Yep.
I'm gonna take my I was gonna take my sniper rifle because it's first of all, it's well, I guess all of my guns are kind of Clone Wars era, but like I feel like rifle is a little bit less maybe provocative than machine
rotary
gun.
Yeah.
Yes. Because, you know, any band of like outer rim traders, merchants might have, you know, somebody who's good with a rifle is like, you know.
Oh yeah.
Never hurts to have good security.
Mm-hmm. Whereas machine gun is a little more how to put it?
Combative?
It raises more hairs.
Aggressive? Bit more aggressive, maybe.
Oh, so as Kay asks, you guys totally know that for Pappy, he's always wanting food and medical supplies.
No, but we're actually putting some supplies on the ship.
Mm-hmm. Well,
yeah.
Kay's last message was get a list from Pappy on supplies that we could use. It's
Yeah,
always medical and food.
So we're gonna ask Pappy. So here's kind of the plan that we the three of us sort of came up with. Gone. So we were gonna ask Pappy if we could take like a little bit, just a little bit of like medical supplies and maybe some like antiques or random scrap or salvage that we have sort of laying around the base that we can take as like our cover, and we can load up the Nimbus like we're like traders, and Quinn was going to kind of pass off as like, you know, a traveling medic, and I can pass off as kind of a traveling antique hunter, and like between us we can sort of have that cover of we're just kind of, you know, these regular outer rim people on our nice ship, and we've got like our freighter, and we got like all that cover from the stuff we got with us. And then I think what Kay might be going for is that then we could also maybe have make a supply run while we're at it, which adds additional cover.
Okay, so if you're looking for anything immediately available, yes, you can get about almost $2,000 in antique stuff that you can find that has just old Republic, you know, stamps, clothes that were still preserved in plastic bags, stuff like that, you know, and then 200 credits worth of materials and medical supplies.
Cool.
However, since you are asking, your quartermaster will totally give you a credits card worth almost 10 freaking grand in order to get medical supplies and food.
Cool.
With the idea being you bring back the card or the value of the goods. Do not steal from the quartermaster. Especially you, Mr. I always need extra reloads.
Wait, what? Is that targeted at me?
Yes, you are the laser sponge, and you're also the laser sieve.
Yeah.
I feel hurt.
This guy leaks to Banta gas like he's a sky whale.
I feel
Alright.
hurt. We stole so many explosives that I haven't need to ask the quartermaster for grenades in months.
Obviously, that's not how quartermasters work.
All right.
Mr. My gun keeps running out of ammo. He could arm a
Yeah.
small battalion for what it costs for your Gatling gun. So you guys basically have a credits card. You guys
Yep.
got some stuff that people crated and you got into crates and put inside the Nimbus. It sounds like that sounds like the plan. Am I right?
Yep. Exactly. That way we have some stuff on there in case they were to want to look like, just got
Hey,
trinkets.
Imperial Customs is very accustomed to doing just that. Especially since you have a trader ship and you're like, oh yeah, no cargo to sell on this planet. No. Suspicious.
Yeah. Yeah. We're a
Okay.
little low, but we're acquiring. So
So you
all
guys
right.
get all packed up. Some of the new recruits get to say, hey, these guys are going on a cake run. This must be nice.
Yeah,
As they
okay,
have
crap.
no idea what K knows for military intelligence. And thankfully, it's just a easy check for Ord Mantell's location because it's a very common place to be in space. Does anyone want to roll that astrogation?
Damn, where's your droid when you need them? No. Well,
It makes a single purple dice interesting.
maybe this adventure can turn out from routine cover operation to accidentally stranded on
Yeah, they're
Ass
never
end of
routine.
space.
ass end of space. Yeah.
Yeah, I got
The
a
next-
yellow and 3 green with -2 black.
I think we probably want you to make that roll then.
And it's just an easy check with an upgrade.
I never trust cake runs with James, but all right, we ready then? I'll go ahead and do it, I guess. So you're all set up.
Yep. Your difficulty is set, which is
Look at
not
that.
difficult at all because, of course, it's Ord Mantell. Everybody knows all the best gambling joints are there. And what would you like for that advantage, by the way?
Cut the time.
Okay. So you guys, you make the jump to Ord Mantell. You got yourselves all loaded and decked out. Conveniently, he's like, wahoo, I know what I'm doing. And you guys can easily pop out outside of orbit, and any one of the boxes, with all your successes, you can actually get halfway between the boxes and the gravitational well of the planet.
Nice.
And immediately, as soon as you guys pop out and start turning things on, and I'm totally copying the Nimbus so we can paste it on that page, you immediately get the whole, this is planetary command and control for Ord Mantell. Please identify your ship and reason for coming to Ord Mantell.
Oh,
Already, K, you're up. You're our cover guy.
Let me fix the hole because I'm sure that's been repaired by now.
Yep. You are back to full. You can gladly repair your ship of strain as well because it looks like you're missing some.
Yeah. Yep. There we go. All better. All better.
And of course, you automatically get this little automated message that pips on right after the actual operator finishes talking, saying, "Welcome to Ord Mantell. Currently, the planet is in its spring season. You will like and it lists off all these resorts and locations and all these bullshit spots. Basically the pop-up ads, and then a second disclaimer saying that if you are asked to submit to Imperial inspection. It is your duty as an Imperial citizen to oblige appropriately. Remember, the Empire is your friend.
Actually,
Right.
I since I've got the presence, I can probably do the social interaction.
Yeah.
I'll just hit the comms and be all like, "Hello, we're we're some antiques merchants bringing in some supplies for merchandise for sale and pick up some supplies for our continual expedition."
Okay. Go ahead and give me a deception check for that.
Oh no, not that. Anything else, please?
Oopsie.
Charm? Can I be friendly about it?
If you can be schmoozy, so I'll take a charm.
I would love to be friendly. I would really, really love to be friendly.
Oh, it looks like you'd like to up the ante there. Okay, so I've
Yeah.
got the upgrade in there for you. Okay, so what kind of friendly are you being to this guy on the other end of the comm? I mean, how are you being friendly? I mean, do you give him the
So
fawn's fingers? Hey.
we're
He's
we're
being
fine. How are you?
he's being rogue casual, like Han Solo kind of like, hey man,
Yeah, I'm thinking the when he's calling down, we got a reactor leak. All good up here.
Well, see, that's deception.
How are
That's a
you?
bad deception roll, but I'll take that you shoot the shit with him, basically.
good lord.
As even the dog disagrees that was not that was deception what he did. So you get the schmooze and you get your position in line. It's not like the earliest spot or the worst spot, but what would you like for that triumph?
For the advantage.
I mean, the advantage, yeah.
Can I have that we maybe the guy that I contacted and was like being all charmy at is like he's just one of these outer rim charmer types and doesn't suspect me of or doesn't suspect us of being like a little extra point away from connection to the rebellion, I guess.
Okay. As he totally drops on you that, yeah, if you're needing a drink, the Wet Wampa is a great place to go. I go every Friday night. Wink, wink. That was extra charmy there. You get a wink, wink for that.
Got another new friend.
Okay,
Oh.
so you guys I take it, are you behaving and going with the flow of traffic? You're waiting for your time.
Of course.
Okay, nothing crazy or shenanigans.
Not yet.
We're flying casual, man. Just being good Imperial citizens.
The crazy flying's for the way out.
Okay, so whereabouts, when you're getting down there, what is it you're looking for? Are you looking for an actual spaceport to dock into? You're going to dock outside of town? What is your plan?
Spaceport seems appropriate.
Yeah, whatever. It's like, I mean, just normal, like everyday people stuff. Not like we're trying to avoid anybody.
Okay, so
Kay's asking about comm chatter.
go ahead and give me a communications roll. I mean, this is a civilized planet. It's all connected with the the HoloNet. So this planet has lots and lots of comm chatter going on about it.
Would communications be a computer's check?
Yeah, that would be a computer's check.
Okay.
Is there anything you're trying to hack for, or just listen into open chatter? So that's your average standard. You're listening to communications. Yeah, there's some chatter on the Imperial channels happening openly. There's news broadcasts from this planet for racing and gambling going on. So it's being broadcasted out into the galaxy in general. It's a very, very busy place, which will make blending in pretty easy. Okay, what's the second roll for? Oh no, it's the same roll. It just popped up twice. That's weird. Computers did a double take for some reason.
Yeah, it like flashed it. Yeah, and we'll park like outskirt-ish port near the Wampa.
Okay. So gladly, it's only going to cost you 200 credits for a port
What?
for the day for a ship your size.
Holy cow!
Remember, your ship's a commercial
Can
ship.
I negotiate on that?
You can try. What's the worst that happens?
Like to say, oh, 200 credits? I'm sorry, we're a little tight at the moment. We haven't
Having a rough
really got it.
time. Business.
We're just coming back from a trip getting our salvage and merchandise. We don't have a lot left right now. We're looking to sell so we can restock on our supplies and medical supplies and
Okay,
food
Doc
and
Master's
fuel.
more than willing to negotiate with you. Go ahead and roll a negotiation. Okay, so willing to drop
Wow.
the price by 30%. So only 140 credits.
I think we can do that. Thank you.
And Doc Master totally looks at you like, if you stay late, you definitely better have the cash to pay for it, since you're poor little traders. Just because it won the negotiation doesn't mean they can't mock you.
Understandable. Where is... Aha! I found them. Okay, 140 credits means that is going to become 4-2. There we go. Okay.
All right. Talking land, button the thing up.
I have paid the man. Okay.
Okay, you have paid the man.
Kay
Okay.
asks how long we have.
So it's good for 2 days.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Sweet.
That gives us extra time to lay low if we need to.
Very true.
All right. And what time of day is it here on the planet?
Planet side, it's about a good, nice, brisk 11 o'clock.
AM?
Yep, AM.
Okay. All right. I say, Kay, button up the ship, and we head on over to start perusing.
And as you tell Kay to button up the ship, the dock master basically says, do you have holo contacts? So in case the Imperial customs inspector comes by and needs to reach you?
Yeah. I give him my public profile that I talk to all my Clone Wars collector buddies with.
Okay, your Hotmail account that everybody has.
Yeah.
Okay, so he give him that, and he's like, "Rightio, have fun in Ord Mantell."
Thank you. Have a nice day.
So what are your guys' plans? Grab a lifter cab, or walk on foot?
Well, how far are we from it?
You're like less than a quarter mile. You could totally walk it if you wanted.
Yeah, we'll walk it.
Yeah.
Do us good.
Still.
Good, dusty, fresh air.
Okay, you see that town is pretty non-impressive except for like the certain streets that are meant to be touristy. pretty much the unseen parts. You get this whole Detroit feel. You know, the whole. It was once a lot nicer than it is now, and it's really worn down. It'd be nice if somebody came and dropped cash on it. Would be really nice. And thankfully, the Wet Wampa is easy to find because it's, you know, most cantinas are on the little map of cantinas for the pub crawls.
Okay.
Okay,
Exactly.
so you guys
Even
get
if
to
it is a little dusty.
Yep. It's nice to breathe that fresh, real air. So, of course, you know, everything seems to be going swimmingly. Very swimmingly.
Hopefully the inside does not hold up to the name.
And, of course, you pull up to the outside, and it's the street corner here. There's this seedy door that's an airlock system. You guys go in?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, and there's a sign that immediately points to the refreshers this way, bar this way. You can clearly see there's a sign here for the bar with the crate there. There's a guy sitting there that's basically, you totally get the bouncer vibe of this guy. And he's a fairly buff looking Weequay.
Just nod
Ooh.
at him.
And he kind of nods nonchalantly back at you guys like you don't look like trouble. Now, from a casual observer's point of view, what do the three of you look like and what weapons are you wearing?
So I'd have come not with my full ARC Trooper armor, but with my padded armor. So I sort of look kind of got a bit of maybe a bit of hired thug, but maybe a bit more veteran-y, a bit more professional than that. But I've got just my padded armor on, but I've got my big long modified DC-15, but it's modded up to be a sniper rifle. Got that slung across my back, and I've got my blaster pistol at my side, along with like a. Well, I would have my. I brought a stun grenade with me, but that would be hidden.
Yeah, I just have my catch vest, you know, regular clothing, but I do have my E11D blaster rifle and my Mirasan Model 53 quick trigger blaster on my hip.
I have one of each of my grenades hidden. One armor piercing, one stun, and one EMP. Just
Now, mind you,
for the
if they're
record.
hidden, they're not going to be that easy to get to.
Yeah, I know.
Just want to throw that one out there.
I will unhide them if we're like just walking around and stuff, or I'll move them to a little bit more easily accessible. But if we're walking into a bar, I'll have them like under my shirt a little, so if I really need them, it might take me an extra maneuver to like find it or whatever. But
And what about Kay, who's been typing this whole time?
ominously typing.
As we're all watching the ...
I don't even have it on my side.
Yeah. No, he's typing again. There was a
As
break
Kay is
there,
being
and then
so secretive, even Kay doesn't know what he's doing yet.
all right.
Okay, so he kind of like gives you guys the casual glance and waves you on in and just says, you know, just casually of, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. If there's going to be something, except to be fed to the Womp Rats. As there's totally the back alley, the camera swoops back there really quick, and there's that scene from Mandalorian Season 2 where there's the Womp Rats in the dark alley.
Yeah, that didn't sound like fun at all. Nasty, dirty Womp Rats.
Rats the size of dogs. Okay, so you guys head in. Immediately you're kind of accosted, with the noise. You guys coming through this door. You see there's a bunch of people there, a bunch of people at the bar. You've got a Deveronian server serving drinks up there, smoking and joking with people. Seems to be a busy but not too bad of a place. It's one of those bar rescue type bars that's not in the pits. It's just been a long time since it's been spruced up. It's got lots of private tables. Only 2 of them are full right now. You got these nice little whole row of tables that nobody's using. As the Deveronian kind of gets busy, and he hits a button, and the human and the Jawas on the other side, an auto bartender comes down out of the ceiling and starts serving their drinks to him. Obviously,
Stinky Jawas.
This guy knows how to take care of his place.
Man, they even let stinky Jawas in.
So somebody in the group, give me a perception check.
We do not want me to do that. We should probably have Kay do that. I think he has the highest cunning.
Yeah, my perception, definitely don't want mine. My perception is a 1 green. Once you point out the bleeding, gashing hole in the body, I'm on it. But I might not notice the subtlety that you're bleeding out.
So yeah, Kay's saying he's got 1 yellow and 2 green.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely the best we got.
And yes, sap gloves would totally fit inside the belt. Because you just take them off like regular gloves and tuck them in the belt. Cavalry style. Which totally really every Imperial ever does.
Really do need to work on my perception. It's like, hey, I'm taking care of this bleeding hole, but I forgot to notice you're not breathing. Darn.
The things you miss. It's okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what the droid's for, is diagnostics. You're there for the actual surgery.
Right. So, I guess go sit over on the back wall.
Okay.
One of the
by
booths
the way,
there.
Okay, go ahead and make your roll.
Oh yeah, let's hear what his report is before we grab a seat.
Oh, what would you like for those 3 advantage? As my vague description is very sufficient to cover everything.
Oh.
3 advantage. And he's totally typing, getting over to whatever the inevitable ambush is quicker. Okay. You guys managed to slip in like any other patron and get inside and find spots with where is it you want to go, by the way?
And nobody sees us because we're invisible. We're not even on the map.
That's how clandestine you guys are.
Not even on the map. Oh, hey, look at that. We just appeared. Dun, dun, dun. Are those really what I think those are?
The group of 4 ganks down at the table, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And there's a live band playing?
No, it's actually all automated music right now.
Too early.
It's
And
too early for the band yet.
Who's that duder?
What duder?
That duder.
Just some lone dude sitting at the booth drinking on his own.
All right.
Don't worry, you guys are totally trying not to be obvious as you come in. So, you kind of you miss some of the details going on.
Sure.
So
So we
what
want
table
like
do you guys go to?
I go to that one.
As everybody goes to different tables, it looks like.
okay. Well, I mean, I'm always about a booth, but that's fine.
Booth is actual adventure tradition. I mean,
Pull a chair up and over. Since there's only 2 at the table.
there's enough to fit 3 people there.
Yeah, well, if I have to, I'll take another one. But yeah. All right. I guess we're going right in the middle. Heaven forbid if we went to like a corner or side somewhere.
Someplace with protection behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, no, but here's the thing. If you're sitting in a circle around a table in the middle, you can see every corner.
Well, so could you see every corner from here, but that's okay. They clearly
There's
corner.
less traffic around the tables. We can talk more privately.
Okay.
And as soon as you guys, sit down, a human, server, she comes up and she's just like chewing on some kind of candy in her mouth or some kind of, little thing.
Bubble gum.
It's Spacer's Chew is what I think they refer to it as. As she goes and says, "Hey, so what can I get 3 good-looking sentients like you 3?" And she's totally putting on the waitress charm on you.
I'll order like a mainstream, like a whiskey, but main type drink, but mainstream.
Corellian whiskey.
Nothing fancy, no.
Okay, not the great stuff.
No, don't want to call attention. Kind of on the lower side, just to appear a little less fancy.
Star Walker's, select whiskey. Okay, and she's like, "You got it," and she looks over at to Kay, gives Kay kind of the winky face. So she's looking Kay up and down. I mean, he does have all his photo computer stuff.
He probably wants some blue milk.
There's bound to be a story there. And she just kind of like nods her head over Enos and goes, "Strong silent type. I like your friend over here. So what's your drink of choice?"
I'll actually just take a water, but if I could get like whatever you guys' kind of regular is for lunch, I'll do that.
Are you talking food or liquid nutrients?
Yeah, food.
Okay. I don't think we've ever had someone call what we serve the regular, but I'll get you one of those. Are you sure you want the water? I mean, ever since the accident in 2002, the water's got a lot of industrial additives, if you know what we call that. And we're not one of those hoity-toity spacer restaurants that filters their water, if you know what I mean.
You know what? I'm all right.
You'll take some blue milk.
Yeah. I'll take some blue milk.
I gotcha. He's just the baby of the crew. That's funny. and she again looks at Kay one last time to see what Kay would like to drink.
He's distracted playing with his tablet.
He's totally sitting there texting instead of, serving the waitress. And she's like, "You got it, Toots." So she goes walking over to the bar and she puts her little plastic sheet that she scribed you guys' order on the tablet. She waves it up and it comes up on the bartender's menu and he's like, "You got it." And he slams a big red button and the auto dispenser comes out and starts making your drinks, including a water in a questionably clean cup.
Don't worry. I got you.
And you guys kind of like look around the bar. You see people coming, going. It's kind of your typical like Cheers kind of place. It's got a couple regulars running about. It's got a few flighty folks coming in and coming out. A little while later, if you guys have had some time to chit chat, if you want to chit chat any plans real quick. If not, we can totally move on to when the waitress comes up and plops down this platter of some kind of tiny meat ribs that are about the size of your pinky finger. But they smell amazing.
Fried womp rats.
Probably.
Womp rat bits. Alrighty then.
It's called the chef's surprise because every time it's something new.
Yeah.
It's whatever. It's whatever he shot in the alley.
The ribs look mighty big today, almost Wookiee size.
Oh, God. So,
Your chef doesn't happen to be a Trandoshan, does he?
You gonna try dropping the phrase when she comes over?
Okay, so she comes up and she brings your drinks and says, she totally looks at Enos with his glass of water and a glass of blue milk and says, "Sorry about the glass." And she points at the dirty glass that's got the water. And you occasionally see a couple little bits floating to the bottom.
It's a good thing I have my utility belt though, because I remember I used to bring a water filter with me in my actual equipment, but I believe I had to I believe what happened to that was I stowed it under a bunch of guns in a box in a certain Imperial depot when I had to make inventory space for other things.
Right?
The things you leave behind. And immediately okay. She looks at Quinn and she says like, "Oh, your friend here, he's a sweet talker." And with those beautiful, beautiful eyes. And she kind of like just like walks back to the bar and gives Quinn like the double look.
Was that in response to the phrase?
That was her response to the phrase. That was not the hoped response to the phrase.
Hmm.
Yeah, like don't worry about drink the water. I got shots for it.
Well, I was using my utility belt to grab a water filter.
Little water filter straw.
I'm sort of imagining like one of the like a little plastic water bottle, but like one of the Brita bottles. And you put the water in.
Yeah.
And
Well, they got the little survival straws.
Yeah, the water straws, which are the best ever, by the way.
Oh yeah, good thing to have.
Yep.
A few of.
At least one in every backpack to take to work.
I mean, when you have our job.
Okay, so you guys, how long about are you guys sitting about?
That's a Wookiee and 2 what?
Looks like vaguely with your bad perception roll. Looks like a couple week way.
Oh, okay.
Couple of people come in, couple of people come out. Obviously, this is the refresher. He's clearly got signs saying refresher over the door.
So you wanna do a jump up on stage there and do a little poetry gig? We can do our snapping the fingers and
do a poetry slam.
Yeah, be all beat neck and stuff. No.
And then a Wookiee comes in with a pointy goatee.
Right.
With his companion droid, Gote. And the Wookiee says, "Wow, man. Wow."
So are those was that murder over there like actually like drinking and
Yep, they've got their little sippy straws and drinking through their faceplates, and they're talking in some half spoken, half somehow gestured language.
So they don't seem to be like on the hunt or anything.
Nope. They seem to be like probably reveling from a good score.
Okay. They make me a little nervous, but okay.
It's a murder of ganks in a bar. It should make anyone nervous.
Mm. It's all right. At least I'm not Zarek, so we're all good.
So how long you guys just sitting there to shooting the shit?
So anybody else want to make a move on the phrase to somebody, or maybe talk at the bartender, maybe, or
what do I get about this guy over here? Like, what does he kind of look like?
From casual glance, he just looks like a human spacer sitting there drinking his sorrows away. Are you wanting to use a skill to find out more is the question.
I'd love to.
And what skill are you attempting to use?
I'm going to use the things that I'm good at. I'm going to get up, I'm going to go over, and I'm going to talk to him.
Wow.
Nothing could go wrong. And we never, our wonderful mission briefer didn't even know what race, right? Just humanoid.
Didn't even know what race.
Yeah.
Okay, so Enos is going over there to chit chat with the guy with his drink.
So I'd like to go over and I'll sit down and I'll be all like, excuse me, couldn't help but notice you look like a civilized guy just trying to make your way in the world out here on the barbaric side of the galaxy. I know how it is, and I know that sometimes you can just want, a good chat with somebody who knows what they're talking about, or, maybe little help job.
Now the question
equipment.
is, did you come over with your blue milk or with your dirty water?
I'll come over with my dirty water.
Okay. And he just kind of like smiles at you and looks at your dirty glass of water and says, if you're hoping to have children in the future, I wouldn't drink that. And he gives you this sincere look in his face, like, what did they put in that glass?
I look back and I'm like, oh, I got a straw. And I tap my straw.
Okay, so you're going to basically just shoot the shit with him, huh?
Yeah.
And just like sit down like you
were
invited, huh? Wow.
Yeah, I'll just walk right on up to him and start talking.
Go ahead and give me your charm there. I mean, what's the worst that happens? Oh, he wants an upgrade, he does. Give me those beautiful dark sides. And you guys kind of give each other a look at each other like, oh boy. SK's like, hey, I at least found some suppliers in town. Go ahead and make your roll, by the way. Nice. So take a point of strain as a single little drip of sweat comes down because the guy's kind of like, at first he's really cold, but then immediately he kind of like, starts talking, spacer chit chat with you. Like, hey, I'm stuck on planet until I find another gig, but I'm totally looking for either a navigator's job or a, quartermaster job on a ship, And he's totally giving into your charms of one conversation.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, and I would like to kind of keep the conversation going with him. I'll bring up, I'll bring up that I I know people. I'm really playing off my antique trader cover. I'm talking to him. I know people. He says that he's maybe interested in a quartermaster's type gig. I ask him if he knows anything about older tech. And sort of kind of suggesting that maybe I know a lot of people if he has the right qualifications, maybe I can get get in his resume with somebody or whatever.
And he totally gives you that whole I'm not really a tech head kind of person, but I'm really good at logistics. I mean, I with a data pad in hand, I can keep track of anything coming or going on your ship. Are you leaving world anytime soon? Hint hint, nudge nudge.
He's like, yeah, I mean, we're probably here for a day or two, but we'll be out of here soon. But that just means that, you know, if you are gonna come with us, I really gotta kind of get get used to you real quick. And I would like to I'd kind of like to steer the conversation in a direction where I kind of I would like to subtly bring up the topic of the Empire and how he might feel about it from the perspective of, like, you know, maybe somebody who might be dealing with a little bit of shady shit and doesn't really want Imperials on their tail, kind of like Obi-Wan when they're first meeting Han Solo.
Or maybe some Rhodian poetry, maybe?
Okay,
He kind of gives you that impression.
I'm getting there. It's weird to just drop Rhodian poetry in the middle of a conversation. I'm trying to be subtle.
As you see, you two are watching across the bar. These two are becoming like best buds, you know. And he totally gives you the impression that he believes that, hey, you know, the Empire is just like any other big government. Don't tread on me. Give me my independence, you know. If it's taxes you want, fine. I'm a revenue stream for you, but just big government needs to stay out of the everyday man's business. And he gives you that whole, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, and I would like to kind of from that point forward, I'm gonna sit there and keep talking with him a while, and I'd like to kind of steer the conversation in a direction that maybe, you know, I'm talking about I'm new to this particular part of this particular side of the galaxy, and I'm kind of getting used to some stuff, and I would like to work my way towards bringing up that Rhodian phrase and ask him if he knows anything about it.
Subtle. Okay, so as soon as you mention that you're new, he instantly like, oh, let me tell you more. And he's like, I've gotten around. I've known some people here, and it's like, what side of town did you park your ship on?
I tell him where we parked our ship.
And he totally gives you that whole spiel of, I hope you didn't overpay for parking. I hope you haggled, because they totally expect you to haggle for a docking space.
I tell him, don't worry, I may be new in town, but I'm not new to the Outer Rim.
And he gives you the whole buddy Jesus fingers, like, I like you even more. So are you the captain of your crew? I mean, is there some person I should speak to about looking for a job? I mean,
I tell him it's kind of a bit of a semi-equal affair. We all kind of get a deciding vote, but I'm sort of the guy that, you know, I'm sort of the guy that deals with people. I'm the talker of our group, so if you're talking to somebody and you want to get it in, I'm the guy.
as he totally gives you the winky face with that, he's like, I got you. You're all equal owners, but you're the guy. You know, and he gives you that. He kind of looks over at the other two at the seat that they're in, and he looks back at you like, you're the guy.
But yeah, I'd like to, you know, kind of talk him over to, like, you know, sharing stories, and I'll tell him, like, hey, I was you know, stopped at this space dock for refueling this one time, and this one waitress dropped this line at me. Do you have any idea what it means? And I'll tell him the line.
And while they're doing that, what are you two doing as you're watching these two become best friends?
Just like nursing.
He's definitely going for the long con over there. He's not getting right to the point.
Yeah, I'm like, holy cow, rolling my eyes, but nursing my drink and just kind of taking in the scene, watching for any unusual behavior. The Jawas make me nervous, but
Jawas make everyone nervous.
I don't have any real tech for him to steal, so
That you know of. As
yeah, he's
Kay kind of
looking
gets some
for
successful checks for medical supplies and food. They're pretty easy on
yeah.
Ormantel to find. It's a pretty modern town with tech-wise. That there's suppliers that totally, as soon as you're in port, start popping up as good retail vendors. So finding supplies is not going to be a problem on this planet.
Yeah, set up to buy 9 whatever K worth.
Okay. And as you guys
Have
are
it
doing
delivered.
that, camera swipes back over to the table of best friends. As you know, he totally pulls out a data pad and he's just like, so do I need to go to your ship to interview? Do I need to like give you my holo credentials?
Yeah, actually, go ahead and if you want to give me your whatever your public name is and email and
And he totally whips out his data pad and opens the screen up with his contact information and slides it next to yours.
okay. And when I did drop the line in the conversation, there was no particular response from him.
Well, we're getting to that. You said lengthy conversations, so we're getting to that.
Okay. I get it.
When you say lengthy conversation, you got to butter the bread before you bite the wheat.
No worries. I just wanted to make sure we weren't skipping over anything.
Okay. Okay. And you type in the credentials, and that's when it's a good time for you to say the key phrase. And he just he immediately looks and taps his chin thoughtfully and says, "Isn't that one of those Rhodian romantics?" Let's see. I think I know what the line to that is. That's when the female Rhodian is declaring her love, and the male Rhodian replies back, and he gives the call sign perfectly. And then he gives you a kind of queer look.
At that point, I kind of nod to him, and I'm like, thanks, that makes so much sense as to why he was saying that. Well, good to know he thought of me that way. And I sort of look at him, I kind of nod a little bit, and I think, yeah, I think we could use a new quartermaster.
And he totally reaches across the table and pulls his data pad back and hits the lockdown button, just like locking the phone down. And he basically says, so should I meet you at your dock or head back with you and your friends?
I was like, well, I didn't know if you had anything you wanted to grab at home, you could go ahead and get that. But otherwise, you're more than welcome to come over and go ahead and meet my crewmates here.
Oh, I totally should probably, go to my apartment and get my belongings and close out my tab with the apartment before then. And he whips out his pad real quick and opens it back up so you can put down your location for the ship.
Okay, I do that. And I also say, before you do go, you should at least meet my friends over here, though. I gotta make sure they're all good with you joining the crew, if you know what I mean. And I sort of gesture for him to come over and join us at our table.
And he gladly comes back to your table with your friends with your cup of dirty water and your sippy straw. and he looks over at the bartender and waves his hand and says, "Barkeep, can I get another round for all 4 of us on me?" He's obviously trying to be impressive. And the bartender just gives this look to the guy like, yeah, right. And he basically whips out a credits card and waves it in the air, and the guy just starts slowly making the drinks up.
And I just kind of look at Enos like, what the hell?
When I get him over to the table with my friends, I say, hey guys, I found us a potential new crewmate. He said he's worked as quartermaster on ships before. He's looking for a new gig. I think he's exactly the kind of person we're looking for.
Wow, that was awkward and weird.
Yeah.
As the waitress is like, Okay, honey, don't get too excited. As she drops off, 4 fresh drinks.
After she walks away, I'm like, so he's into like strange things like Rhodian poetry?
And he kind of like looks over at the little Sulston. He's like, I take it on your ship you play a lot of Rhodian romance dramas?
Yes, we have a weird fetish for that.
Are you big into our pop music as well?
Possibly.
And he's just like, interesting. So, your crewmate said I have to come over here to discuss with you all about joining your crew and then possibly going back to my quarters to get my belongings and joining you at your ship.
I just look at, and it's like, and
I sort of just like shrug at him, and I look at Kay.
SK totally says we need to go with him.
yeah, I'm just like waiting for like just a definite like, yeah, this is him.
And he's just like, this is me now. And he kind of like leans into the table real quick as the waitress walks by with some more drinks for other patrons. He's like, just be careful what you say around here with all the Imperials sniffing around. And he kind of points over to the blemished floor over here and says, it was just a week ago they shot some Imperial spy here in the bar.
Well, I don't think there are currently any of those in here, I hope. Looking around at the crowd in general. Don't think Ganks work for him. Don't think Draw. Yeah, I think we're pretty good.
So you're looking around, are you? Go ahead and give me a perception check as you're looking around.
Sure. Let's do that.
I mean, there may have been something that your friend. Oh, you're giving me more dark side points.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make that roll.
All right, let's do that. Yeah, there we go. All right.
So, what would you like for that triumph as you're mad dogging the ganks across the room? You're obviously really concerned about those ganks.
I know of a gank friend, so
they are to be both feared and respected.
Yes.
Is there any chance you could use that triumph to like absolutely check to make sure we got the right guy?
Well, I was gonna say I was looking, if there's any kind of something that clues us in that we're definitely on the right track.
I will give you that he knows enough that it's an odd coincidence.
Okay.
But something tickles the back of your head about him. You have a little gnawing suspicion about him, because he knows the phrase and counterphrase, and seems to be talking about some stuff that occasionally, when you mention, is important. But he is awful curious about your ship and its name and location. I mean, it totally could be he wants to know what ship he's shipping out on, but it's that gnawing suspicion in the back of your head. I mean, he did just get offered a job, so there's totally sensible that he's asking about the 401k. And the fact that he wants to make sure you're not pirates or smugglers.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I say we just stay with him, but...
Yeah.
I mean, do you guys say that we'll go back with you to your apartment to help you clean it out?
Yeah, better in numbers.
Yeah. I'll be all like, yeah, well, I think we ought to go on and head back to your apartment with you to make sure you get everything if you need an extra pair of hands, but, it's always safer to be around together. This part of Galaxy. It's what crews are for,
And he's totally like, yeah, let's head on out. I'll take you right over to my apartment.
Okay.
It's kind of weird, but I mean, I guess we'll be living together on a ship, so you guys might as well see how I live.
Yeah, well, might need some hands carry some extra stuff. We're all good for that.
And after your drinks come, he does the whole cheers for a new successful venture as a crew.
Yep.
And he kind of whispers over to Enos, "What's the name of our ship again for the toast?"
I'll give him the name of the ship.
All right. And he's like, "To the Nimbus." That's the name of the ship, right? The Nebulous.
Mm-hmm.
As he flubs on it and says the name of the ship, and you see a bunch of the other random folks in the bar. They totally like lift their drinks up to the Nimbus, and they're like, "Yeah, it's the Nimbus." And he's like, "It's space or tradition. You have to toast and drink the drink in one swallow."
Okay.
Okay.
And he then whips over his credits card, and he pays the tab right there at the table with the little automated kiosk. And he says, "Come on, follow me."
All right.
And you guys follow him out of the pub, and you're going through some zigzaggy streets.
Yep.
And he's
And
like,
I go, oh, and I sort of hit Quinn, and I'm like, I forgot, I needed to check in to make sure we got some, could find the supplies that we were looking to pick up, especially if we got this guy already, we can probably get out of here faster than we were expecting. And then I kind of tell him, don't worry, I'll catch up. I'll be right behind you, and give him the wink, wink, nudge, nudge that I'm just going to tail them.
Okay.
Yeah. Cases of crap. I did bring a sniper rifle. I might as well make use of it,
I think Kay has some action there he wants to do.
Yep. Underworld wouldn't cover followed.
It's Underworld's more knowledge.
Yeah, like knowing the local cartels.
That would be more streetwise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the followed would pretty much be a perception or a vigilance.
Yeah.
Setup would be streetwise,
Yeah,
though, right?
setup would be streetwise. Are you wanting to roll one of those, Kay? I mean, you're obviously pretty concerned because those 4 threat disappeared without consequence. And the fact that we've had 2 failed perception checks.
Yeah.
How concerning can that be?
Right? I mean, I'm willing to do a vigilance, but...
So, Kay's checking for a streetwise.
No.
Anybody
1
better
green?
than 3 green?
1 green.
2. Here, you know what? Before he rolls, though, I'm gonna do this for him.
Wow, you're gonna be going in practically empty-handed.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll your streetwise. Okay, 2
Hey.
successes. So with Kay's streetwise, you do kind of pick up that this guy is not taking the direct route. He's gone kind of roundabout to make sure that there's nobody following you guys, it looks like.
Okay.
But he's definitely making like a weird, he's made a couple U-turns to go up and down instead of straight to the target type of thing. So he's probably being a little evasive other than the 4 of you guys make sure nobody's following.
Right.
Okay.
And
I will be tailing them, though. I sort of fell back behind, and I want to kind of trail behind.
When you say fell back behind, how far back are we talking? Because this guy is being evasive, so he could accidentally lose track of you and ditch you without meaning to.
Okay, I mean, I'll stay. I'm less worried about him noticing me than I am about falling behind, so I will risk. I'm gonna try not to have him notice me, but I would rather risk him noticing me to make sure that I don't lose them.
How about more others don't notice you than him?
Okay, so go ahead and give me a stealth or a perception as you're falling back.
Reception sounds like it could be potentially more useful, so I'll go with that.
Conveniently, it's the same skill dice number on my side.
Oof.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa! Okay.
So he's trying to like fall back and be sneaky, but you guys totally hear the kid brother following behind. Occasionally he like, goes whoa when there's a speeder that zips by really close, or a trash can gets knocked over, or some old Jawa opens a window in the third story throwing out a bucket of who knows what and almost sprays him, and he goes, "Hey!" Okay, and your new crew member looks at you two guys and goes, Is Enos okay? I mean, he's got like some post-traumatic war issues or something going.
Yeah, he's seen some stuff, so you'll be okay though.
I mean, you guys aren't like space pirates or anything, right? I mean,
No.
I'm not signing up for that type of thing. I want to be with a good, honest crew.
Yep. No, we're on the up and up.
And he starts, giving you a small talk about the ship, wanting to know. And by the way, Enos, go ahead and take another point of strain.
Okay.
As
I don't know why it's not showing up on my character.
On your character sheet or your token? Because it's totally
My
showing up
token.
on your token.
It is showing up on my token?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not
You're-
showing up on my end on my token.
You're
I don't
currently
see
full.
either. I don't see either of their stats.
Well, because for me, my token says 15 out of 15 and 12 out of 12. On my character sheet, what it should be is 21 out of 21 and 16 out of 18.
No, that's because your token is apparently not showing the correct stuff for some reason.
Are you able to move your token?
Yeah, I can move my token.
Okay, you have control. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like I said, yeah, I don't see either of their stats on their tokens.
How about now? I did have to reset the API, so that could have caused it.
Now I can see mine.
Okay, yeah, looks like everybody else looks fine. Okay, so he kind of like takes you to this nice, pay by the week motel type of dealio, and he's like, I'm in room 12C on the second floor. And he kind of like looks at you guys and says, can you give me a minute to clean up while he catches up?
Sure, we can wait in the hall.
And he like bips into the room, and you hear him. He's talking small talk through the door at you, and obviously you hear him tossing some stuff, cleaning some shit up. I mean, every bachelor knows how that goes. You want to at least tidy up some of the shit, like the low carb, high saturated glutamine pie, which is I guess what you call pizza pie in space. As he then like pops the door open and says, "Come on in, guys. If you guys wouldn't mind lending me a hand, I can totally." And he like points over to some spacer bags, the big spacer rucksacks that are
sure.
like all leaning up against the wall, ready to go.
When he went into the building, I would like to stop following them and find a good lookout position somewhere nearby.
A good lookout position. Okay. So you're gonna like just stand out and watch?
Yeah, like preferably height. If there's a building or something nearby, maybe I could climb up and do a roof or something.
Okay, so you're gonna try up on top of a building. I like where this is going.
Yeah, okay.
So, what's your encumbrance currently at, Karen?
Okay. Checking my Og Dudes, which actually has my gear set the way it should be.
As man his way to gear.
Actually, I only got 14 out of 9 because I'm not in my giant fucking laser machine gun.
That laser machine gun's, not meant to be carried lightly.
No
Go ahead and give me an athletics check. You climb the outside of this building.
Alrighty.
Guy with a sniper rifle on his back climbing a building. What's
not
conspicuous
sus-
about that?
Yeah, not suspicious at all.
Athletics, you said?
Athletics, yep.
Oh.
Nice. What would you like for those advantages there?
I would like it to be really quiet and in a little bit of shadow and out of the way, and there not to be any stormtroopers on top of the roof.
Okay, definitely no stormtroopers. There's one lady like beating her laundry, and she kind of like, barely notices you hop up there. People must do that shit all the time. It's like the city of Agrabah. People are running on the rooftops all the time. If you're inside and hear that, you're like, it's cats. Just tell yourself it's cats.
Alrighty. We have comms, right?
I do. I have an earbud.
Okay, I would like to comm to Quinn and just say I'm outside. I'm providing lookout. Let me know if anything shady starts happening. If you need cover fire, I'm out here and I can.
I'm outside. I'm in the nest.
Okay, so do me a favor, Enos. What's your perception?
My perception is not great. I think I have one yellow, one green. Yes.
Yeah, that's not terrible. I mean,
I put a skill point into it because perception kept being something that we needed and didn't have.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm assuming you want to. Oh.
He's doing the roll. Yeah.
Oh, yep. Jim's rolling against my perception. I see.
Yes. I just need to know what the difficulty was as you were out there keeping your eye on things.
I see. They're stressed, but I do not see it.
They're stressed, but you are oblivious to anything going on there other than you are focused on watching your friends go into the apartment complex alone. You kind of have a shot through the windows that your new crew member went out and conveniently opened the windows up, not knowing you're out there, but he opened the windows up and kind of like smiled out at the street, kind of like things are looking up. And he goes back to pointing out what duffel bags he's got. 4 duffel bags total. He could carry half of that, but all of it would probably require help, which is probably why he was totally cool with you guys coming to help him. Because if not, he'd have to get a Zype, which is totally like a Skype.
Yeah, no, we're good. That's why we came along. Help you out there.
So he's really glad about that, and he just like he says, "Let me leave a note for the management," and leaves a little note with zips some credits on the bill real quick. Puts his little card back in his pocket.
Hey Jim. I would like to officially on record move my grenades to a more accessible position.
Okay, so you're on the rooftop with Grandma, and you're fuddling to pull your grenades out to convenient places.
Yes, the bird is in the nest.
Okay, and he's just like, I have great feelings
and got
about
his
this.
Eggs.
I think things will be great.
Sounds like it.
And he's just like, grabs his last duffel bag and says, "Lead on, guys."
All right. Let's make our way to the ship. And I basically do that over the comm so that he knows we're heading out. Enos doesn't shoot us.
Okay, so you guys head back to the ship.
Yeah.
Enos,
I will continue.
How much of a lead are you letting them get?
Well, since I know where the ship is, I will let them have I will stay much further back, even at the risk of potentially losing them and making my way back to the ship at a different pace.
Okay, and are you climbing down the side of the building, or are you just going to go inside and take the stairwell?
I'll go inside and take the stairwell. Maybe I'll run into someone.
Someone's afraid of falling off a 2-story building. Okay, so
I guess I can act like a normal person.
do me a favor, since we've now officially split the party.
Yes, we have.
Go ahead and give me a vigilance roll there, Enos.
It's just regular vigilance,
Yep.
not initiative.
Yeah, it's initiative.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, you rolled initiative, right?
I did not, but it
Then
was.
why do I see a PC slot there? Let's take that out.
Well, it was, you know.
Okay, so go ahead and make your roll.
I can't take the other one.
Nope.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Damn.
Oh shit.
So you come out the doorway of this building you crawled up to, and immediately you see two very large, gangly droids.
Mm.
You're totally just like, droids! And the droids look at you, and they are looking right at you as you open the door. And they give each other this quick look at each other, and both are firing blasters at you.
Oh shit.
Can I close the door?
No, they were nice enough to wait for you to get out. So you're currently at short range. I mean, it'd be great if you had your Gatling gun.
I hate it when this happens. No, it wouldn't. I would still get shot up before I managed to get my gun spinning. It happens every time.
Yeah, you have to get it wound up and all that. And
that and just running with that massive gun. Just saying.
It's okay. This is why I moved my grenades to a more accessible position. If I've learned anything from playing with Jim's game, it's you can try your best to build good, consistent damage, but in the end, you know you're going to have to save yourself with a grenade.
The first one's going to fire his little stun donut at you, and it's clearly coming at you at stun setting. And he's just going to take a single pot shot at you.
And
I waited long enough.
Oh.
Apparently, it's probably the copy paste in there. Let's fix that.
He had a malfunction. It did not fire.
So his blaster nails you for 12 points of strain before soak.
Ouch.
And you get like shocked from this out of nowhere shot. It kind of bounces you outside the door and the door slams shut. Yes, that's totally how I'm using one of the triumphs. The door shuts and you hear it like click lock. And he's going to give his ally a free upgrade on his shot.
Damn.
Oh. Why? Why do they always have to stun me when I don't want to be stunned?
My question is, why isn't he using a light side point?
Oof.
Goodbye.
Oy vey.
So that's 14 points of strain before soak.
Oy vey. Holy cow.
Can I flip a light side to make that one less point of strain?
No. You totally should have flipped that light side point earlier to make it more difficult on him.
So, is there a chance that we hear this blaster fire since we're
with
I'm
that
assuming
triumph,
not too far away?
I'm going to say no, because he gave you guys such a good head start since he knew where the ship was. And yes, for that triumph, he is nonchalantly being dragged off by ISB security droids, the KX droids.
Oh, man.
Well, hey, at least if they do capture me and I do manage to get out, I haven't lost my Gatling gun or my archer because I left it at home.
As your new crew member slaps Quinn on the shoulder and says, "I've got a great feeling with this crew." And he smiles at you, and like off in the far, far distance, you see the outline of two droids dragging a humanoid between them. and no one's reacting because it happened so quick that it was just literally. That's how Princess Leia was taken out.
We've been had.
And now that you guys get back to the ship, and you kind of like get your new roommate comfortable in the quarters, and you guys are looking at the clock, wondering when Enos is going to join you guys.
Yeah, I'll attempt to call him.
As you just get no response. Somewhere off in the distance, his communicator's sitting on a steel table, and it's going, "Guduk, guduk, guduk," and no one's responding. Guduk, 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 guduk.
Wonderful.
As Kay is typing something, and we're all waiting on bated breath. As Kay has found the best. You know what? I will give that to you once you're back at the ship and all comfortable.
Yeah, I'll be like, yeah, I'm not getting any. He's not answering comms. I don't know what's going on.
So your new crewmate, by the way, totally asked. So what is it you guys do? I mean, are you just spacers? Hauling cargo? I mean, do we specialize in medical supplies, antiques? As he's totally pointing out these. What are these old stuff that you guys got here?
Kind of opportunist, whatever we can get, make a buck.
Would the sensible thing at this point not be to attempt to debrief him?
It might be
because you guys are in the ship now. You guys could totally blow cover.
Okay, totally do your communications as you're looking for any Imperial chatter.
At the moment, we're trying to figure out where in the hell you are because you shouldn't have been that far behind.
Yeah. No, I get that. I'm just saying that, like, I would think that he would be a lot more suspicious when he doesn't tell you he's a rebel spy after getting back.
As Kay totally hears something on the Imperial chatter, especially since he's checking the very special frequencies, the special ones. As you totally are getting chatter that ISB is on site and they have reserved a detention wing of the local garrison.
Reserved.
And that you totally get that two of their skeletons, the Stormtrooper chat for ISB droids, because they're usually pretty good at what they do. They're sneaky bastards, as whoever's been rolling perception and failing has noticed. That the duo has been following you guys since the bar. As they have a detainee they recently brought in, who's currently in lockup. Pending interrogation by their special investigator, which totally is code word for ISB guy. Because usually ISB droids are not left to operate on their own. But as KX shows you, he's really good at what he does.
Yeah. Mostly.
And as Enos wakes up, roughly stripped of all of his weapons, all thrown into a container locked away somewhere, groggily looks up. There's this female ISB agent, obviously of low rank because of her insignias, but she's ISB, so that's all that matters. And she says, My, what do we have here? A rebel spy? A smuggler baron in the making? Or some fool with delusions of Mandalorianhood? As she points at your Mandalorian relics.
I say, I look her dead in the eye and I say, call me a soldier of the old Republic.
The old Republic is dead. The Senate has been disbanded and the Emperor rules with a single fist of unity across the galaxy. Are you going to talk, or do I have to have my friend talk to you? And she, of course, turns over, and there's an interrogation droid going, doo-doo-doo, do 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 do, and it's got the little needle probe pointing at you. Of course, you're behind bars, but it's menacing you. And at that
I'm
moment,
glad. Oh, go ahead.
oh, you go ahead and reply.
I was gonna say, like, I gladly talk, but nothing you want to hear.
And with that, you hear the cell door go shunk and close. And that's when the screen goes dun dun da 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 da. And yes, by the way, for those 3 threat, ISB totally knows that someone on your ship has been snooping around. Just gonna let you know that now.
Well, we haven't been snooping, so gee, I wonder.
No, remember, Kay was snooping on the communications.
Oh, that's right.
And that's where the 3 threat came from.
That's
So
true.
someone intercepted
yeah.
your intercepting of interceptions. It's inception.
Inception.
So we will say that that is a good place to wrap it up for the night, since I totally said we had a hard 11 o'clock stop time. It never happens like clockwork.
I was going to say, yeah, okay.
As poor Kay has this little blinking light he missed that someone's tracking the tracking of the trackings. I mean, there could be extenuating circumstances as well. I mean, you did say the ship's name in the bar with the 2 ISB droids watching you the whole time in the bar.
Oh, nice.
They were nonchalantly propped up in the room in different locations, so they could surveil the whole place. Yes, the Imperial surveillance.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have a bunch of people with shitty perception.
I think that though.
It is.
I don't think anyone's
really
got great
is.
perception.
No.
I mean, my video got too yellow, but not.
Our general attitude has been solve our problems after they shoot at us.
And your new crew member, he is totally quick, getting his bags packed, asking, what's the ship's rules about board?
Yeah. Well, at this point, I mean, it's like, once we find out what we find out, like, definitely moving into debrief, what do you have and know about Imperial activity on it.
So you come with
not directly, but
you ask him to come clean that he's a rebel.
I basically question that information with the clear assumption we know.
Okay, so totally give me a...
Hey, who? I'm not openly. I'm basically interrogating this.
I mean, honestly, it might be easier just to hear the rebels here to bust you,
Well, we already gave the key words, but all right, so I got an upgrade.
Yep, I got it. Yep.
I'm gonna go.
As you're totally like, the Imperial, he tells you like, the Imperials, rebel agent. If I was a rebel, I'd be real careful about who I thought a rebel. And I'd wait till we were off before saying anything I mean, right? Wank.
Yeah, well, our companion may be in some hot water.
What?
We recovered.
So you stay and watch the show.
You're going to assist because you know.
I can't get in any trouble with the rebels on the planet. I mean,
Then I think you better help us really well.
Interesting, Kay. Go ahead. Now that you have access to the ship's systems, you could totally use that to scan. Go ahead and make a computers check. I'll give you an extra blue. Go roll when you're ready. I will give you... Your sensors do detect he does have transmission equipment on him. He does have a long-range communications device as well as a holo communicator. but neither one are actively on. Basically, with 3 successes, I'll give you that yes, he has them on him, but none of them are actively running. I mean, after all, he's a spacer, long-range communications, and a holo communicator. That's to keep track of folks at home, if nothing else. And holo communicators, those cool hand-sized discs that you have, little mini holograms.
Yeah.
And what would you like for your triumph? This K is making us dramatically pause.
Right.
Hey, Jim, I was kind of planning on that stop time at 11, though, so I
Yep.
do kind of got to bail, but I'm not here anymore, so you guys are welcome to continue.
All right,
Yeah.
no problem. We're
Alrighty.
gonna wrap up as soon as Kay gets this out.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
Just
no
wanted
worries.
to get a couple flashes.
Yeah, no,
on
no,
him.
Yep.
I totally get it. It's a good wrap up. I just
Alright.
want to let you guys know that I was out of here.
Oh,
And if
what's the
I-
XP before he goes?
EXP is going to be 10 EXP.
All
cool.
right.
Bye.
There's.
Unfortunately, that you can't do with just scanning his bags. You'd have to actually look to see. Because since he's not using it right now, it's not like you're picking up the frequencies or anything. Excuse me.
Oh, that's you.
I was trying to see if I could log off before that came out.
Yeah.
So I can't give you that if it's Imperial or not unless you actually inspect it personally, or he has it turned on. And currently nothing is turned on. He just got to his room and packed a bunch of shit, so he's got underoos hanging out on the
Under,
bed there.
Underoos. So when I told him like we're not going anywhere and your explicit detailed knowledge and help will be required to retrieve him before we leave,
He's kind of
seemed
like,
taken aback,
okay.
or
I
he's
mean,
like,
do you think he got in trouble with the Black Sun, or what do you think happened to him? He's such a nice guy.
yeah.
I mean, he drinks water and blue milk, but he's still a nice guy.
Yeah, well, it appears ISB might have him.
And he gives this like, oh, I don't want to get involved with any Imperial problems until we're off planet at the least. Do you have a plan?
Yeah, we got a couple weeks to figure that out.
Okay, so for Kay's Triumph, I will let you know that his long-range communications device is very powerful. I mean, then again, if he's a spy for the rebels, this is how he can get communication off-world.
Oh, that was my thought. If. That's still in question.
I gotta throw the if out there just to mess with you guys. But then again, if he's a long-range space trucker, it's nice to be able to call home without depending on someone's vehicle. Because there could be a bunch of jerks on a ship that refuse to let him use their communications.
Yeah. Yeah. Or if you want to, communicate and get rebel help to get you off a planet, or who knows? But
unfortunately, his contact used the cell system, which the rebels are known for. And when you clip the person who knows you, you get left out to rot.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Yay.
Yay, we split the party and we'll wrap it up there.
Yeah. Now we got even a harder rescue mission. Fun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Alrighty, well. Thanks for all the excitement. Good thing it was just a milk run, huh?
I was waiting for someone to make a perception check. That really, really was.
I avoid that just because mine suck.
You all got to put some points in perception.
I mean, like I said, my vigilance is okay. Perception, not so much. I'm kind of a clueless doctor. I'm not malicious or cunning in any way.
You guys have been counting on on Rigger to spot all the stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you guys get a chance, definitely watch Love, Death, and Robots Season 3. It's worth it.
Yeah, that'll be after I finish there's apparently at least 2 seasons of Half Worlds, so
Oof, that's gonna keep you busy for a while. Because those are big
yeah.
seasons, I recall on it.
They're pretty good, yeah. I don't remember exactly how many there was in the first one, but yeah, it was a decent watch to get through season 1. So
And Kay, if you're still on the line, you do pick up that there's some enhanced Imperial chatter going on.
of course there is.
Dun 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 dun. This is that moment when we hope next week our 2 compatriots show up for backup.
Right? Yeah, I was hoping we were going to be like wrap up real point, because I was looking at my character sheet going, I still haven't put that what the hell was it? The cybernetic brain
Oh,
to
yeah. And
to
yes,
use
Kay,
yet.
by the way, you know exactly what facility he's been kept at because they told you at the garrison. They've got a whole detention wing dedicated to just ISB right now.
But yeah, I have a cybernetic brain that I have to utilize.
Totally
That we've
this wing.
been sitting on. Of course, great. We'll have a Han Solo thing. No, everything's fine here. Nothing.
So the garrison is one of those really nice cookie cutter put up ones where if you can get in, it's only got a bunch of weapons based on it. So it's fairly easy floor plans once you get inside. It's a typical Imperial design, you're betting. Everything will be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, if you hadn't left somebody behind who totally had threat when they got spotted, would have been fine. But if you leave one behind, they may get picked off.
Yeah, he thought he knew what he was doing, but
Alrighty, guys, it is past bedtime, and I'm gonna crash out shortly.
yep. Alrighty. Thank
All
you
right.
much.
Have a good night, guys, and see you in 2
Good night.
weeks.
Yep. Thank you much. Have a good one.
All right, later, guys.
Later.